Hey everyone, Star Knight here. For today's video, we're gonna get lost in creativity. You know, inspiration is not always present, and we can get lost sometimes. So I hope today's video will be able to help you if you're ever feeling lost and you don't know where to go. So anyways, let's get started. So for the sketching part, I use a 3D model since I'm having a hard time with perspective. And then after using the 3D model as a guide, I started working on with his hair and clothes. My vision for this piece is to have our character here falling. That's why his pose looks like this. And there will be like a lot of clocks around him, which I will be explaining later. Lately, a lot of things have been going through my mind right now. I feel a lot of worries and I feel like time is running out. Even though I'm aware that we should be moving in our own time spaces, but the pressure of the world to speed us up is overwhelming me to the point that I get confused with what I actually want to do. Recently, my dream university opened up a application. It's required for you to go through an entrance exam, and with that, depending on your course, there's additional screenings. And when it comes to the program I want, I still feel very lost. My heart is set into something related to arts, but people are pressuring me to take another program. I cried so hard every night because I'm not sure if I'm taking the right path. I've already set up my heart for this and I don't want to give up. Imagine all the time I sacrifice practicing my craft and building the skills. Everything I'm doing is for my own dreams. That's why I got inspired doing this piece. We can really fall down if we don't know how we use our time wisely. So here we're just putting the base color. As you can see here for the style of the outfit, we're going for this Victorian styled era. I really love the outfits at that time. It's very classy and it looks very noble. You know, sometimes being lost in creativity is a good thing. Like your mind wanders in the deepest part of your imaginations, and that is incredible. You can turn reality into something more prettier from what it is. I feel like it's normal to cry whenever we feel lost, but somehow we need to figure it out. I need to figure out my own problems. The people around us are there to give their criticism, but at the end of the day, it's up to us how we're gonna make our own version better. We need to have a full trust on ourselves. Because if you don't trust yourself, then who will? Lately, I've realized how we should learn to live on our own. We cannot depend on others, especially if we're picking something for our life. Only we know the true desires of our hearts. It's hard to follow it, especially if we have a lot of doubts. It's really scary to go on our own. We will always fall, but we need to learn how to stand up. So after putting the base color, we're now starting to add the shadows. Since the lighting is coming on top of the piece, the shadows would be somewhere in the bottom of the face, and there will be like a strong lighting coming from above. When I was doing the clothing for this character, I was really confused with how to approach the clothing. Since he is falling, I have to consider how the clothing would react. And thinking how I'm gonna make all of the elements cohesive was really a challenge for me. So as you can see here, I first started with the simplified form of the character. And then after I figured out the simplified form, I started adding the details. It's easy to be overwhelmed, especially if there's a lot going on with your piece. So that's why aside from being lost with your creativity, you have to learn how to handle it. So this is where all the techniques you've learned would help you and guide you to deliver your imagination. We artists have a bright and wide mind. I realize it's because of the curiosity we have. We tend to do a lot of things and try a lot of different stuff. Even though the possibility of succeeding is really low, we have this mindset where we embrace challenges and we are used to trusting ourselves because you never know when you make an illustration whether it's gonna be good or a lot of people would like it. Everything falls in our own hands. For the details of the clock, we're starting to work smarter and not harder. Like, I have the digital advantage, so might as well use it. I just grabbed a random clock that has a design of a Roman numeral. Then I just adjusted it depending on the angle. I was really having fun putting the details. Then after adding the details for the clock, we're now starting to add the lighting. This is one of my favorite parts since this is the details where the whole piece would come together. We already did the difficult parts earlier, so now is the time that we actually enjoy putting the details. You know, looking back from where I've came from, I've come a long way from where I was before. And I realize how in those times, I thought I found my passion already. But I was wrong. With this journey I chose, change is inevitable. There will always be change in everything I do. And that is the good thing with being lost in creativity. I get to explore different perspectives that I never knew existed. I'm really proud of my small accomplishments, and you should be proud of yours as well. Remember that everyone is going through their own battles. We are all lost in our own worlds. But I would be emphasizing the word our worlds, which means we rock our own worlds. So if we're lost, it's up to us how we're gonna find ourselves. And you might be surprised of the things that you might find inside you. Let those burning desires carry you to the top. And remember, at the end of the day, the choices are in our own hands. We only live once, so you should live your own life to the fullest. I feel like everything I'm saying is supposed to be for myself, but what can I say? It's easier said than done. But you know what? Slowly but surely, I would follow my own advice and actually choose my own happiness. So, anyways, here we're just adding a couple of details. I decided to add these cogwheels from the Clip Studio library asset because I feel like it looks boring if it's just the clock. Then we're just adding the final lighting and shadows, and we're almost done with our piece. Overall, I enjoyed making this video. I feel like I was able to find myself while I was making this, and I'm starting to get my mind in order. So anyways, here's the final result of our piece for today. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Here's a quick speed paint of our piece for today. I was really satisfied with the results. I feel like I was able to lift up a heavy burden in my heart, and I was able to express my emotions for this piece. So once again, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. For more contents like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to comment down what you want to see next. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!